everyone, Julie Jockelle, Real Estate Agent in Irvine, California. 大家好，我是 Julie， 加州尔湾房产经纪。Today, I'm so lucky to have Angeline from Pacific Coast Title Company with me. So she's going to help me to answer some of our common questions. Hi, Angeline. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much for having me today.
Great. Thank you for your time here.
Of course.
All right, so we'll get right into it. A few questions. Number one, what is a title policy? What is a title insurance?
So, a very high-level overview of what title insurance is. You can look to see it as a history of the home that you've lived in, right? From the time you've owned it till now, we'll do a title search to see any liens that you may have taken out, any mortgages, line of credits. We also check the vesting of your home to make sure that it is vested properly in your name, and we also check for taxes to see if you're current or if you're delinquent. If you are delinquent, how much are you delinquent by?
Okay, great. And so is there more than one type of a title policy or?
Yes, so in a typical purchase transaction, we're gonna have two policies. We're gonna have the owner's title insurance policy and the lender's title insurance policy. The owner's policy protects the buyer from any liens and encumbrances put on by the previous owner. When you have a loan on the property, your lender has a vested interest in the property, therefore they need a lender's policy to ensure that they are in first lien position or second lien position, whichever it may be.
Okay, sounds good. And another question I got asked a lot is, what is the cost of a title policy, just roughly?
Okay, so with title insurance, it's a one-time fee you pay at close of your transaction. It's typically 0.25% of your sale price. It's not an algorithm that we use to calculate it. We simply go off of our rate chart. But for a standard kind of way to reference it, it's roughly about 0.25% of your sale price.
Okay, that's on the owner's policy.
Correct. And the lender's policy will then be based on the loan amount of the home.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. So do you need a title policy, owner's policy for a new home as well?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You do, because when the builder acquires the land, a lot can happen during that period. We go through what we call a subdivision process in which we issue the APN number, we create the legal description of the home. So all those things we want to make sure all our rights are covered.
So you're well protected.
Yes.
Okay, one last question. So talking about that's a new build and a resale, what are some of the proactive things we can do to avoid delays?
Okay, that's a really good question, and we come across this a lot. We need what we call a statement of information. It's a one-page document, and it requests for the seller's name, their address, their social security number, their date of birth, their home residency for the last 10 years, as well as their employment history for the last 10 years. And the reason why we need this is there are secured liens and non-secured liens.
Okay.
The secured liens are secured against your home, but there are other types of liens that we call unsecured that we need to eliminate or to identify which ones belong to our seller.
Okay.
So for example, if we have a very common name such as, David Smith or John Smith, there's going to be thousands of judgments out there with that same name. So we then utilize the social security number and the driver's license number to cross-reference and eliminate all the ones that do not belong to our seller.
Okay.
So we generally need this at the beginning of escrow because if we identify certain liens that come up, we'll need time to clear the title. So therefore, the sooner we get it, the better it will prevent any delays in closings.
Okay, so basically, as a buyer, when we get that, or a seller, when we get that information sheet, we need to fill it out right away and send it back to title.
Send it back to title as soon as you can.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thank you so much
My
for
pleasure.
answering all the
Thank
questions.
you.
I know you guys have more questions, so hopefully you find this video helpful. And next video, we're gonna talk about vesting. I know lots of you asked me that question. So see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Real estate is a great investment. You can build wealth, save on income taxes by writing off interest and property taxes. More than ever, now is a great time to purchase real estate to create that safe harbor for yourself against inflation. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or an avid investor, reach out to me and I will help you to find that perfect home for you in Irvine, California. 谢谢大家的收看。如果您需要在加州尔湾买卖房地产的话，请联系我，谢谢。